Question specifically on the county, and it has to do with, recently I saw a survey that was coming out for this light rail. They're saying, do you want to increase your gas tax? Do you want to increase the property tax? Or do you want to increase the sales tax? So I would like to know where our county commissioner sat, because it sure sounds like Seal is certainly pushing this light rail or extensions of the PSTA or the bus lines to come in to push further into Pinellas County, and that we're going to be paying more and more for taxes and for these individual profits.
It's a good question. I've said it during my entire campaign. I stand here in front of you today. You can write it down. You will not see this commissioner here vote to tax people to build a rail. It ain't going to happen from my perspective. I don't agree with it, and I won't do it. It doesn't make sense for me. I'm not real fond of the T-bar or the regional sort of concept. I don't believe in creating these sort of bodies, regional bodies that have taxing authority and fee authority attachment without any accountability. These aren't elected officials. These are, for Tampa Bay Water's a perfect example. I'm going to raise your rates. Who's accountable for that? Nobody, because they're not elected. They're put in place. They're members of various governments are there, and then you have appointments. But where's the accountability in that? None whatsoever. And I see that as another, what's going on with T-Bar. It's the same thing. Let's create this regional authority, appoint all our friends and cronies and politicians to it. Zero accountability, but give them the authority to tax people. I don't get that. That's not America. That's not our republic. It is governed by a democracy. It's guided by our Constitution. It doesn't fit. I do not believe in building a rail. We are dealing with the sins of our father here in Pinellas County, specifically, which is to say that 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, the leadership did not have the foresight to develop this county properly such that a rail makes sense. So any thought of building a rail in Pinellas County now is trying to shove a square block into a round peg. It doesn't work. And build it and they will ride is no more successful than build it and they will come. The thousands of empty condos. In theory now, to build a rail, what you're really doing is taking our bus system, putting it up on concrete pillars and letting it run around. There'll still be only 3 or 4 people on it. It makes no sense. And I've paid, how many folks, and here's the bottom line, this is it, how many folks here are married? Kids, anyone here have kids? You're sitting at your office. You're sitting at your office, your cell phone goes off and it's your wife saying, baby, I just got in an accident, or your kid going, Dad, I just got in an accident, I'm hurt. What are you reaching for? Your car keys. You're not looking for a bus, oh, I'm going to get on bus 6. Hang on, honey, bus 6, and I'll get over to rail number 7 and we'll link up over here. No. I want my car keys and I'm going now. If we redeveloped Pinellas County, an entire redeveloped concept that made rail practical, if you made St. Petersburg a mega economic center and Clearwater a mega economic center where thousands of jobs are being created, and then maybe in Tarpon, and you see a rail that says, I get 100,000 people want to ride from A to B, then fine, build it. If it's fungible, it'll self-sustain. But if just to build it because other people are building it, it doesn't work for me. So, no, this commissioner is not in favor of rail at all. And you won't see my vote on it. I think, but that goes back to sort of my earlier sort of statement in that I don't think a lot of people get it, because what just happened in Hillsborough ought to have been a pretty clear indication that what's going to happen over here in Pinellas. But it's kind of like, I don't care what they said, we're going to move forward anyway. And that's where I think that dynamic has changed, and a lot of folks haven't realized it yet, and they're going to, coming 2012, and it started in 2010, and in 2012 it's going to be a whole new group cleared out. So the old unsafe is just gone. There was a gentleman in the middle. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know how much of this actually you deal with or not, but as it relates towards the cameras that are going on in a lot of municipalities, more importantly, I guess right now it stands as the red light cameras that are currently going on like in Clearwater, but also a type of surveillance system. What is your viewpoint on that? And as a county commissioner, what are you able to do and what are you not able to do?
It's something that would be elected on a county line. Now, Pinellas County had, up until 2-3 years ago, three separate traffic signal systems. Pinellas County itself, which controlled roughly 400 of them. City of Clearwater controlled about 128, 130 of them. St. Petersburg got about 180 some odd down there. Those are about the rounds. We tried to consolidate them into one massive system. Clearwater jumped on, St. Pete wouldn't. So we still have two separate systems of traffic signalization. So the Pinellas County does have control and impact on the traffic signalization system. That's to one of your questions. To the other question, I don't support red light traffic cameras. I don't support speed cameras. I don't support that. Police officers, when we've taken them out of serve and protect and turn them into sort of observe and profit, that's against the whole principle. Police officers have big flashy cars with big flashy bubbles. Part of law enforcement's purpose was to act as a deterrent by virtue of visibility. If we have a traffic intersection where people are running lights, park a police officer on that corner, write some tickets for a couple of days, and that problem will be solved. I don't believe you sit in a cubicle and just profit. It doesn't make sense to me. Again, this commissioner, you can write it down. You will not support that kind of action. Whether you agree with it or not, it's just where I'm standing from. I don't believe it. I believe we have law enforcement to be present, to be out there in visible mode, and to be acting as a deterrent. When we're hiding them behind bushes and sticking them in cubicles watching camera, what is the purpose at that point? It's a pure profit generator, pure revenue generation. It's not out there to serve. All you're doing is watching an accident happen. You're not out there trying to prevent it or deter it. It's the action. So I'm not supportive of them. I don't like it. I know they're being challenged constitutionally now. And quite frankly, I find it ridiculous any of these cities that are moving forward on it, knowing that action's out there being challenged. It's kind of silly. But again, it goes back to sort of that whole mentality of the faux democratic process we have. You can tell me all day long what you want. I'm doing what I want anyway. But that's when our job comes up on election day, going, no, you're not. Throw them out. It kind of goes along that lines of Amendment 4. When I first spoke, way back when Amendment 4 was out there. And people wanted Amendment 4 to take that assigned authority out of the hands of people who use it irresponsibly. And after reviewing thoughts and talking to a lot of people, that wasn't the answer. The answer isn't to take assigned authority out of people who handle it irresponsibly. It's to take those who handle their assigned authority irresponsibly out of office, period. That's how you solve it. We can't use our Constitution and continually manipulate it to protect ourselves from our own elected officials. You follow? Our job is to take them out if they're not doing the job. We don't keep manipulating the Constitution to fit the corruption. Get rid of the corruption. It's that simple. But that's my thought on that. So no, I don't support it.